My name is Sarah. I'm 32 years old, and I've been a widow for 3 years. My husband died in a construction accident. He was building a tower and there was an accident. I'd boil water and add salt just to make them feel like we were cooking. When they asked for milk, I gave them water in a bottle and prayed they wouldn't notice. It wasn't worth much, but it was gold. I took it off, kissed it. Sometimes I see couples holding hands on the street and wonder how different life could have been. I'm not ashamed. I'm just a mother. Trying you'll clean floors? She asked. But that day, I brought back real food. I earned every rupee with sweat and cracked skin. There were hard days. Days when Noor would cry and say, "Mama, can you stay home today?" Days when I'd collapse after dinner, too tired to even change my clothes. Days when Samir ran a fever and I had to choose between medicine or food. But I kept going. Noor hugged hers and said, "Mama, this is the warmest hug." I cried in silence that night. Not because I was sad. Not perfectly, but piece by piece. And in my dreams now, my husband smiles again. Because maybe, just maybe, he sees we're okay. I kept stitching, pillow covers, baby sets, dupattas, anything that brought income. I worked through fevers, floods, and heartbreaks. I stitched through tears. One time, Noor fell and broke her arm. "Yes," I whispered. "That ring kept you alive, baby." Hugged me for a long time. Stitched with one hand while she slept on the other. Samir would sit on my lap as I embroidered, his little hands trying to grab the colorful threads. From silence to survival. My children now laugh freely. We eat together at a table. We have a roof that doesn't leak, and a home that echoes with stories. Then one day he came home from college and handed me a small red velvet box. But my children, they see me as a warrior. "Mama," he said, "open it." Inside was a gold ring. Not expensive, not fancy, just simple, quiet, beautiful. "I worked part-time for 6 months," he said. "This is for you. I want you to wear one again." I cried like I hadn't in years. "Why now?" I asked, holding the ring. "Because now, we're okay, Mama, and I want the world to know. You're someone's queen too." I wore that ring to the market the next day, and for the first time in over a decade, I held my head high, not because of the gold, but because of the journey, but because I was healing. For them. People asked why. Some even blamed me. Said a woman alone is weak, vulnerable, incomplete. But I wasn't alone. I had 3 reasons to live, and they called me Mama. He grew quiet, more than the others. The kids grew taller, stronger, smarter. I enrolled Noor in school the day she turned 7, bought her a blue backpack. She hugged it like treasure. Samir started drawing, said he wanted to be an artist. He once sketched me stitching, entitled it, "The Strongest Woman in the World." He remembered his father, more than the others. One day he found an old photo of us on our wedding day. He stared at it for a long time, then asked, "Rice?" She looked well-dressed, soft hands, kind eyes. "I've seen you here a few times," she said. "Are those your children in the park?" I nodded. "I used to bring them while I worked. They're beautiful." She smiled. "You're doing something right." "A few onions, eggs." My children danced around like it was Eid. "You don't look like the cleaning type." "I'm a mother," I replied. "That's all I am now." She gave me a mop, and I cleaned her entire house. Every corner, every inch, until my hands were raw. She gave me 200 rupees and a piece of leftover bread. After that night, the night I sold my wedding ring, I promised myself I'd never let my children go to bed hungry again. But when my kids run to me shouting, "Mama," and walked into the village, knocking on doors, asking if anyone needed help, most said no. Some didn't even open the door. Others just stared and hugged me like I am their whole world. I know I still have everything I need, and said goodbye to the only memory I had of the man who loved me. 2 months later, I was making pillow covers, bed sheets, baby clothes, things I could sell. Ameena helped me find customers. Within 6 months, I was earning enough to buy new clothes for my kids. I walked barefoot to the local jeweler and sold it. With the money, I bought rice, lentils, milk, and a warm blanket. That night, my kids slept full and warm for the first time in weeks. Her name was Ameena. She ran a small women's cooperative that trained poor women in stitching and embroidery. "Would you be interested in learning?" she asked. I almost laughed. Me learn, but I said yes. At night I held them close, whispering tales of bravery and strength. I told them their father was watching from up above, sending us blessings from the stars. I was scared. Scared that I would fail them. Scared that I would turn into a bitter, angry woman, one filled with grief and regrets. He fell from the 12th floor, and he died immediately. No compensation, no savings, just me and our 3 kids. Ayaan, Noor and baby Samir, who was just 8 months old when their father left this world. We live in a small, broken-down, one-room house on the outskirts of town. The roof leaks when it rains. There's no fan, just an old hand fan I use to cool the kids when the summer heat gets too much. We don't have anyone, no in-laws, no parents, just us. Some days I skipped meals. Then one winter night, we had nothing. No food, no gas, and the cold was biting. I watched my children huddle under one thin blanket, their faces pale and drawn. They were so beautiful, so innocent. How could I bear to see them suffer like this? This is where I was at my lowest. I looked down at my hand and saw the last thing I had from my old life, my wedding ring. The pain in my chest didn't go away, but the hunger in theirs did. I'm not weak. I woke up before sunrise the next day, wrapped my dupatta around my shoulders. But one woman, Mrs. Rafiq. She paused. It wasn't much. From then on, I worked in 5 houses every week, cleaning, scrubbing, doing laundry. I walked everywhere, never asked for help. Then one evening, after cleaning a large bungalow, a woman approached me. We talked. Within a month, I was learning to stitch. For the first time in years, I didn't just survive, I started to live. That winter, I bought new sweaters for my kids. Not all at once. We made it through the cold. And spring finally came. I never remarried. Years passed. Ayaan, Mama. Is this ring the one you sold so we could eat? I froze. Tears came out of nowhere. My hands trembled. Years rolled by. But it was Ayaan who gave me the biggest shock. He passed his 12th grade exams with honors. From hunger to hope. The world still sees me as a widow,